Hello.
Hello, everyone, and happy and blessed Monday to everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Global Freedom Conversations Live. So today's topic is the following.
Okay, today we're going to be talking about, for episode 41, growth without guilt, balancing ambition and family.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what we're going to be talking today. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi, everyone. My name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, I am Patsy and I am a mother of four and grandmother to nine. Originally, I came from Brunei. Now we are residing in Edmonton, Alberta. And I am now a digital business owner and mentor.
Hi there, I'm Falak, residing in Indiana, USA, turning challenges into growth. I'm a mom of three, a former educator, and operation professional in the retail industry as well, driven to help community. Nowadays, I'm running my online digital business successfully and a proud honor mentor as well. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico. I'm now residing in North Carolina. I am a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a former educational assistant, and a proud digital business owner.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Toure. I'm originally from Senegal, West Africa, currently living here instead of North Carolina. I'm a wife, a mom of three, and a stay home mom also, and I'm a proud digital business mentor. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Connie. I'm originally from the Philippines. Mabuhay to everyone, and I'm a wife, stepmom, grandma, great grandma. I'm also a proud digital business owner. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So let's dive into our topic for today.
Muted.
Mm.
Today is Global Freedom Conversations, episode 41, Growth Without Guilt, Balancing Ambition and Family.
Yes, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So welcome back to another episode of the Global Freedom Conversations Live, and happy and blessed Monday to everyone, or happy and blessed Tuesday if you are already on Tuesday. So today is about something many women don't say out loud, and that is you want to grow, you want to build, and you want to become more. But you also love your family deeply. And sometimes ambition feels like guilt. So let's talk about that. And for that, we're going to be talking about the following points.
So, today's point is number one, ambition does not cancel love. Guilt often comes from old narratives. Balance is about alignment, not time splits. Four, your growth expands your family's possibilities. Five, community reduces guilt. And last one, you're allowed to want more.
Yes, thank you, Connie. Yeah, so those are today's points. So let's dive in with our first point.
Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Sandy. Wow, this first point, ambition doesn't cancel love. This is really personal to me because before becoming a mom, I had goals, dreams, and plans for my future. And when I became a stay home mom, my priorities shifted, but my purpose didn't disappear. For a while, I felt guilty for waiting for wanting more, for more growth, for more impact, for more fulfillment outside of what they're surviving daily responsibilities. But I realized something important. Loving my children deeply and growing as a woman can exist at the same time. My children are not watching perfection, they are watching resilience. They are watching what it looks like to keep learning, keep believing, and keep building, even when life changes. So, studies shows that children of purpose-driving parents often develop stronger independence, confidence, and emotional resilience because they grow up seeing courage modeled consistently. That changed my perspective completely. Building something for myself was never about choosing ambition over my family. It was about showing my children that it is okay to evolve, dream bigger, and create a life aligned with purpose. Growing doesn't mean neglecting, or it means modeling courage. So I can say that, and one day I hope my children will remember that their mom loved them enough to be present, and also that while also loving herself enough not to abandon her own potential. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. So yeah, so Anna just talked about ambition does not cancel love, and like Anna mentioned, she wanted to be more, but at the same time, she didn't want it to neglect. But she doesn't look at it that way. She looks at like their kids are going to be learning, the resilience, because it's not going to be perfect, her journey, but they're going to see that resilience. And that's the modeling that you're showing to your kids. So you can do both. You can have that ambition of growing and be more, but at the same time, you're teaching your kids through your modeling, through what they're watching you do. So it is possible. So now let's move on to the second point.
I'll be talking about guilt often comes from old narratives. Many of us were taught, put yourself last. Many people and many women many women grow up believing that they should always sacrifice their own needs for others. They prioritize others or your family. Because of all these feelings, they feel guilt when focusing on their own growth, goals, or self care. I totally disagree on that. You can do both simultaneously. Research in social psychology shows women disproportionality internalize pressure to self sacrifice. But growth and family are not opposite, they can coexist. So, I will take it like this way. You give both things, like your family and your personal growth can take and go together one after another. Okay, we cannot leave our growth at a side and take care of our family. We can do both together because they can coexist. So my conclusion on that is family care and your self growth both can coexist. Thank you.
Thank you, Falak. Yeah, so Falak just shared, guilt often comes from all narratives. And that's what, we kind of been learning from generation to generation, that we have to be out there for the other people. But many times, we neglect ourselves, we put ourselves last. But, like if you want to grow, you can do both. You can grow at the same time and be there for your family at the same time. So it's not something like Felix mentioned. It's not opposite. It doesn't mean that it cannot coexist. It can coexist. It's a matter of balancing, both. But it is possible, and you don't have to put yourself last, and put your dreams at the bottom, like just like Anna was mentioning at the beginning. Now you can do it, so don't let those all narrative stop you from growing to be the person you want to be. Okay, so let's move on to the next point.
So I will talk about balance is about alignment, not time splits. So one thing I've learned in my own journey is that balance does not always mean everything is perfect equally every day. As a wife, a caregiver of my husband, stepmom, a grandmother, and someone building an online business from home, I used to think balance meant trying to do everything all at once. And honestly, that can become exhausting. But over time, I realize it's more about alignment and presence. When I'm with family, I'm trying to truly be present. And when I'm working on my own growth or business, I give focused time to do that too. Research from American Psychological Association shows that emotional presence and quality connection often matter more than the number of hours spent together. And I think many women need to hear this. Building something for yourself does not mean you love your family less. Sometimes your growth is actually part of how you care for them, support them, create more possibilities for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. So yeah, so Connie just talked about balance is about alignment and no time split. So just like Connie mentioned, many times we think that balance has to be 50-50, but that's not quite true. Because it's more about the quality time that you spend on each than the quantity, because many times you can spend a lot of time, but is that time productive or is that time worth it? Not really. So it's a matter of the time that you spend with your family, like she was saying. Like when she's with her family, she's fully present with her family, and when she's doing her business, she's fully present with the business. So it doesn't have to be balanced, 50-50. It could be at the time, and it also will change according to your day, because some days you will allocate more time to your family because that's what's happening on that day, and sometimes you will allocate more time to your business. So it's all about alignment, what's happening on the day, but it's more about quality and not quantity. Okay, so let's move on to the next point.
Next point is your growth expands your family possibilities. Today, I want to remind you that your personal growth is never just about you. Sometimes growth is only about improving ourselves, becoming more confident, learning new skills, or creating better opportunities. But the truth is, when one person grows, the entire family feels the impact. When you grow, confidence expands, perspective expands, opportunity expands, and often it starts with one decision. The decision to stop settling and start believing that life can become better. As parents, mentors, or even role models in our families, people are always watching us, especially the children. And children don't always only listen to what we say, they watch what we build. They notice how we handle challenges, how we respond to setbacks, whether we give up easily or continue growing through difficult seasons. When they see us learning, improving, stepping out of fear, and building a better future, it gives them permission to believe they can do the same. That's why your growth matters. Because every time you choose growth over comfort, courage over fear, and possibility over limitation, you expand what your family believes is possible. Maybe your journey won't always be easy. Maybe there'll be moments of doubt, slow progress, or uncertainty. But never underestimate the example you are setting. Your consistency today could become someone else's inspiration tomorrow. And sometimes the greatest gift we can give our family is showing them that change, growth, and a better future are possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Patsy. So yeah, so Patsy just talk about your growth expands your family's possibility. Just like Patsy mentioned, um, many times your oops, many times your kids are watching what you're doing, and they're seeing you, they're watching how you're growing, and many things we think that, oh, the kids are not watching, but they are watching, they are listening, they are seeing you, and you become that model to them. So that confidence that, probably they didn't have, they say, well, if my mom is able to do this, that she wasn't able to do it before, so can I. And also, their perspective, how they start seeing things in a different way. So that opportunity expands not only with you, but also with your family that are watching you. Okay, so let's move on to the next point. So community reduces guilt. Okay. So one of the quiet emotions many women carry when they begin to grow is that guilt. We were talking earlier about that. The guilt for wanting more, the guilt for investing time in themselves, the guilt for not being available 24/7, and the guilt for choosing ambition alongside family. I felt that too. After 25 years of working long hours, when I choose a new path that required learning, focus, and intention, there were moments I questioned myself. Am I being selfish? Should I just stay comfortable? Or is it wrong to want more flexibility and impact? But something powerful happened when I stepped into community, into our global online community. I wasn't alone. I saw other women, mothers, professionals, immigrants, caregivers, building, learning, and stretching. And suddenly growth didn't feel selfish. It felt shared. I wasn't alone anymore. I was surrounded by people with the same goals from different backgrounds. So when women grow together, that guilt decreases because you see you're not abandoning your family, you're modeling your possibility. You're not neglecting your responsibilities, you're expanding them. You're not choosing ego, you're choosing evolution. In isolation, your doubts get louder, but in community, that perspective gets clearer. So you realize you're not only one navigating expectation, you're not the only one balancing ambition and family, and you're not the only one redefining success. Why? Because community normalizes growth. It creates that safety, it creates that encouragement, and it creates that evidence that growth is possible without losing yourself. And here is something beautiful. When one woman grows with intention, she doesn't take it away from others. She expands what's possible for them. So in our community, I've seen women encourage each other instead of compete, share openly instead of hiding, or celebrating progress instead of minimizing it. And in that space, guilt transforms into confidence because growth stops feeling like rebellion. It starts feeling like responsibility to yourself and to those watching. So here's the message for you. If you feel guilt rising as you grow, ask yourself these questions. Is this guilt coming from truth or from old conditioning? Because you are allowed to evolve, you are allowed to learn, and you are allowed to build something meaningful. And when you do it alongside other women who are rising too, you realize something powerful. You're not selfish, you're expanding. And that expansion, when shared, becomes empowerment. And that's the beauty of being part of that community. So let's move on to the next point.
Okay, so this point is you're allowed to want more. Ambition is not betrayal, it's expansion. You're allowed to build, to lead, to create, and to grow, and love your family deeply at the same time. For a long time, many of us were taught that wanting more meant we were being ungrateful, that if life was stable, we should be satisfied, that if we already had responsibilities, we should not dream beyond them, and that ambition somehow takes us away from the people we love. But my journey has taught me something very different. As an immigrant woman, a mother, and someone who spent over 20 years in corporate, I learned how to be responsible, dependable, and strong for everyone else. I knew how to show up, how to perform, and how to take care of what was needed to be done. But deep inside, there was still a question I couldn't ignore. What about the version of me who wants more? When when I started building my digital business, that internal conflict showed up strongly. I feel guilt sometimes. I question myself. I wonder if I wanting growth meant I was being selfish or distracted from my family. But what I discovered changed everything. Wanting more did not take me away from my family. It brought me closer to them because now I had the presence that I wanted for a long time. Because when I started growing, learning new skills, building confidence, and creating something of my own, I became more present, more fulfilled, and more aligned with who I truly am. And that overflow impacted everything around me. Ambition, when aligned, does not divide your life, it expands it. You don't have to choose between being a loving mother, a loving partner, or a grandmother, and building something meaningful for yourself. You're allowed to have both. You're allowed to evolve, and you're allowed to grow into a new version of yourself without guilt. And you're allowed to want a life that feels expansive, not limited. So today I want to leave you with this. Wanting more does not make you ungrateful. It means you are ready for expansion and that life is asking you to grow into your next level while still honoring what matters most to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel. So Isabel just talk about you are allowed to want more. So just like Isabel mentioned, um, many times, we want more, but we have that guilt, um, but you're allowed to grow, to become the new version of you. But at the same time, you will have that the family, so you can do both. You're not only gonna be able to grow only and then neglect your family. No, you can do both, and we talk about that a little bit on the previous point. So um, when you want to become better, when you want to expand, when you want to become a new version of you, you have that growth, that will help you to grow. And at the same time, your family, will have the same, will learn from you. Okay. And at the same time, the family will see you and will support you along the way. So that growth that you want, is gonna be combined with your family. So it's something that we have to push, because sometimes, like we feel that guilt, but you're allowed to want more from life. Don't stay where you are. you know Go for those dreams. And your family is gonna be there. You have to you know be have them part of your growth, having part of that new version of you. And like we mentioned also, they will learn from you. And that's part of being together as a family. and evolving together. So not only you, but also your family. Okay, so what is our key takeaway for this topic?
All right, thank you, Sandy. Our key takeaway for today is look at this life, different countries, different cultures, same desire to grow without losing what matters most. That's powerful, very powerful. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. And what is our topic for next Monday?
Next Monday's topic is episode 42, Across Borders, Same Growth. That's true. Across borders, same growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Falak. Yes, so that's our topic for next Monday. So it's a powerful global conversation about shared ambition, shared mindset, and how growth connects us across cultures. So that's what we're going to be talking next Monday. And we hope so that you learn today, that you can grow without guilt and have that ambition, alongside your family. So you're not gonna be, you're able to have both and not neglect one. So don't let yourself stop from what we have been kind of conditioned, from generation to generation. You're allowed to have more and become that person that you want to be. So saying that, we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. Um, we have a comment here from Anna Raza. She say, "Hi everyone, hi Anna. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comment." And she also say, "That's amazing to see all of you." Thank you.
Thank you, Amna, Coach Amna.
Thank,
Thank you for
thank
watching,
you.
and Coach Amna.
Thank you,
Thank
Amna
you.
Ji.
Thank
There
you.
you go. And also she also sent a love emoji, and also Sylvia Arnold Morton also sent a love emoji. So thank you everyone for being here with us today, and we'll see you again on the next episode of the Global Freedom Conversations Live. See you next time, and before we forget, happy Memorial Day for those celebrating in the US. So thank you everyone. God bless
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
See you.
you.
Thank you. Bye
Yeah.
bye.